So when was this, John?
Well, it was in September, according to the photograph that I took.
Okay.
After it was finished.
Not too high.
I can't remember the exact day, but I was kind of concerned about the straps that he got on there, which are not the thickest that you've ever seen.
And this, what we're calling the gantry here, that Reverend Sido made that?
He made that. He thought the neighbours would be a bit concerned about it because it looked a bit like French.
Yeah, gallows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was getting it up and it wasn't going very straight at that point.
And so the concrete is resting on
4 pieces of wood, two main pieces of wood, and then 2 at the side, which are just to stop the main pieces spreading apart and anything going wrong.
I was thinking of putting the original of Alexander's thing in there as well, you know.
He's getting the
what's he doing?
reliquary.
Oh my lord. So this is the reliquary, and what can you give us an idea of the size?
It's about 9 or 10 inches long. It's a glass jar that he bought, I think, from home base, and it's got some relics in, and it's maybe about 3 or 4 inches across, and 9 or 10 inches long. He's put various things in it. I wish I'd have asked him.
Reverend Master G's relics.
Yeah.
Bodhi leaf from Bodh Gaya. And, well, we just don't have a record.
We don't have a record.
But there is a hole inside that grey bit, which you say is quite big?
Yeah, it's much bigger than the glass jar, the reliquary that it's put in. So, if need be, in the future, we could put a larger one in when
more people die?
When more people died. Just say more people die, but that's, yeah. So it is a much bigger hole than that. I couldn't see it, but I put my hand up and felt how big it was, you know, just to see. And
off with the gallows.
Off with the gallows. And the reliquary, it was a glass jar, and he's taped it up and wrapped it in plastic and to keep any damp out. So we're taking out the base that was used to transport it apart now, what Reverend Sido is anyway.
And just because I know around the other side of the base, you know, the big base, is a round hole with a plastic bung,
yes,
where we can easily place the Reverend Sido's relics,
yeah,
and others.
And others, there's lots of room.
And, you know, it's well thought out.
Mm. That was made separately, the large grey base.
Yeah.
That had been made for a little while before we got together to do this.
It would light up, which then that we had to take the part plate off to stop them making a mistake. And clean, bloody, it's super clean.
It always strikes me how technical this was, thought through.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
yeah.
his very able brain was definitely in action.
Yes, he had it all thought through. So we're just going to lever that large piece of concrete at the top up to try and get the wood out from underneath and the straps out from underneath.
Are you going to let that down or no?
And the trick was not to try not to bash any of the corners, because it's just concrete, so it would crack with the. In fact, I think there was a small dent on one side, but he mended it.
You see that yellow strip?
Yes.
Really yellow strip.
Really
You
yellow.
can't see here, but There's lotus leaves.
Yeah, it must have been moulded in.
Yeah. Oh.
Fingers.
Just hold it. That's it.
It was a fair weight. That piece was.
No. We'll measure it. Lovely.
You know, that you can see by the way he's moving that, you know, he's very engaged and really got some go in him, hadn't he?
Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah.
In September 2022.
Yeah. I had no idea. I mean, I wouldn't have guessed that he must have been getting ill at that time. But you wouldn't know it to look at him. Well, I wouldn't have done, but then again, I used to see him a lot, so.
He told me that he was talking to him in hospital, whichever January, I think, this year. And I said, when did this all start? And he said, well, it's a gaki time.
Mm-hmm.
I think when the severe pain started.
Yeah.
But he wasn't well before that, was he?
No, he hadn't. I hadn't felt he was well for a couple of years.
Really?
Yeah, he'd been really tired. He kept saying how tired he was, but then when you know how many jobs he did, it's not surprising. And then he had a dreadful cough for ages. I don't know if it's a relic from COVID. But
Really? I didn't know that.
yeah.
Oh. Here comes this level of the stupa. As I understand it, all the levels have meaning, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But this is water coming in, isn't it?
This is water.
Yeah, the 5 elements are represented, and
It seems to be why it's clear with no colour on it.
yeah.
Maybe get the thing and lift it up from it.
We were unsure of whether we needed to lift it up with the crane thing or if we could just lift it on our own. 2 old men lifting concrete, what can possibly go wrong? So we decided, after I'd blown the fluff off the top.
And I don't know what his idea was with that, but you never did use it, did you?
No, that was it. Could we put that underneath it and lift it with the crane thing? But after I'd had a feel at it, it felt to me like if we just went for it. And
Left a bit, right a bit.
yeah. But I didn't want anybody either of us get hurt.
Okay, but
It's a fair weight, but
Well, you and I lifted it the other
well,
day.
we lifted it, yeah.
Because we took it apart for you to do the finishing
Polish.
touches. Polish.
Well, the repolishing, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to lift it. We'll just have to hold it up. Do you want your
Last piece coming.
blocks of wood? Oh, you won't.
The audio here is really indistinct, and it seems like you're muttering about this, that, and the other thing, fairly unrelated to the stupa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We used to talk about all kinds of things, but this is a nice polished thing. It'll be the same as well, it won't quite look like that when it's finished because
Yeah,
we're going to put copper as it.
So since now that bit, the base bit there that we're moving, is looking, well, it's burgundy colour, and it faded. You say it faded with the sunshine?
Well, I never asked him why he did it in boot polish.
Because he was advised to do it.
Because that's what he was told to do, I suppose. But
It's nicer, it's got more texture.
No, we just left this up like that. I think this out of the way and you can look at it. Oh yeah, from the
Water's clear.
right.
Sometimes
he's telling me about the colours, I think, on this.
It seems so. It's really, because it's smooth, he really liked it. And so that was the red. That is,
Black. I can't remember what colour that was.
I think he's
really.
saying blue, but we know better now, don't we?
Yeah. That's the bit that's going to be copper, isn't it? That
Yeah.
bit at the top.
That's what you're going to be doing.
That's what I'm going to be doing when it arrives.
So copper, black, red, white and yellow.
Or clear.
Clear.
So, yeah.
So, what was it? Earth?
Earth's the yellow bit.
Yeah.
Then the round bit that's going to be clear, that's not going to have any colour on, just clear wax, that's water. And then the top, is that red because of fire? And then I think it's space or something.
But the black bit has got, you know, it's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 elements. I wonder what the black is. Well, anyway.
I know initially when he first made it, which was quite a while ago, he said that it was difficult to get the concrete smooth as he wanted.
well, it's these different coloured polishes.
So maybe that's why he was, you know, feeling it, being proud about it,
Wow.
how he'd got it quite smooth.
Right. Okay. It's got textured, isn't it?
Mm.
It's nice. I see that he had to do a little bit of touching up, patching on that where he's got his hand now.
I think he did a couple of little bits of patching, because I think the corner on the far side went a bit, had a little crack in it.
What's happening here, John?
Oh, that's lead. He's putting lead
I want to read
spaces.
this. To those who wish to become Buddhas and appear in the world adorned with the 32 signs, they should engender supreme bodhicitta and make offerings to the Tathagata. Written by Reverend Master Alexander. Original calligraphy. In the jar. Yeah. So he hammers it in, eh?
Yeah, it's just pieces of lead that he'd got, little shims to make sure
Oh,
it's.
that's the other side. Bodhi leaf from Bodh Gaya. Top is a relic of Reverend Master Chiu's. And we don't tantalisingly know what that horizontal bit is. Well, leany bit. No record can be found. Yet.
I think he told me what was in it, but I didn't. You know, it's gone out of my head. And if I'd have known he wasn't long to live.
Yeah, that is a Bodhi leaf
Yeah.
from Bodh Gaya. There's a few of them that I found on his altar, and on the altar, main altar too.
We had some sand, didn't we, that you brought the sand or pebbles from Puto Island.
We'll put those in the jar when we do eventually deconstruct and put it. Yeah, I've got the Puto Island, Canzion's island off the sea, off the coast of China. And anything else that we'll get in the meantime. Oh, thank you, Reverend Sido and John. We done good.
We done good.